Hi, this is David Schnernberger, and I'm going to be talking about the Dell Vostro 270S desktop that has an Intel i3 processor and 4 gigabytes of RAM. These computers are from 2013. For this video, I'm using the software called Screencastify and PowerDirector. And what I'm going over here in this approximately 10-minute video is a basic overview of this specific PC that came from me. I preset these up, the software, and all these pictures and videos you'll see is of a clone of the identical unit that you have. Those of you with laptops, tablets, and other PCs, this might be similar if you have Windows 10 operating system. But again, I did all the initial setup and copied them off. This is going to be basic. I may in the future make more detailed videos on specific features. But this is just to get you started and talk about the general maintenance depending on how you plan on using this. And for everything I do discuss here, there's multiple ways to do it. With a computer, there's always more than one way. But I'm showing you the way I typically do it, and I would think one of the easier ways. When you get the computer here, everything you have, you should see in front of you here, they're dirty. They're going to need cleaned up. They got some stickers on them. Take them off. You might have some numbers, marker, stickers. But you have your tower, your mouse, your monitor, and your keyboard. The front of the tower here, you have your power button, power light, HD memory card reader for like camera cards, headphones, microphones, 2 USBs, and the open button here for the CD DVD drive, optical drive. And this is a burner. It burn DVDs and CDs also. The back here, audio inputs at the top, similar to in the front. A lot of these, it's up to you where you plug it in. And there's really only one place for them to go. One way for them to go. Monitor, VGA input, HDMI, USB 3.0, older USBs, internet connection, and power. You only have 3 cables here, 2 power cords, they're identical, and the VGA cable that goes from the monitor. This is the back of a similar monitor to what you would have received. So one end goes into the back of the monitor, the other the back of the PC. And there's also power to the monitor. So you need to power the monitor and the desktop tower. These monitors are a bit old, and they are flat screen, but they don't have HDMI. Most modern monitors are going to have HDMI. And this desktop tower here is capable of that. They're a little pricier. And the last thing here I want to mention is the inside of the desktop tower. And there's not much you could do, and there's nothing you need to worry about. This is a pretty compact case. You see there's not much room here. You really can't do any upgrades, like a custom built. This is very specific to Dell and this model of the Vostro 270S. Now we're going to discuss the software. What you see on the screen here is identical to the machine you have. And this is a Windows 10 operating system. Two of the initial things you may notice on startup was that the username was under test account. And here in the bottom right corner, it states that this copy of Windows is not activated. Those are two things I did here to keep the cost down. And for what I see most people using these for, they're fine as is. In the bottom left corner here, you have a start button, Windows 10 icon. When you click on that, you get to a bunch of icons and menus, and there's a ton going on here. This is very overwhelming. Most of this, 95% of this, I never use, and don't really see most of you ever. Most anything you're going to be doing on these PCs is going to be on the Chrome Internet web browser. But we do have all this here in the start menu. What I am a fan of is the search box here. So instead of going through all those menus and looking through the icons, you could just search for what you're looking for. Either a program, or something to do with hardware. So I definitely prefer the search box here over all the menus and file systems. Moving across the bottom here, these toolbars. Again, just the most common stuff here. You do have this file system. That'd probably be for another video. We do have our Google Chrome browser. That is not the Windows default browser, but I did install it on here, and it is what I recommend. To the right, you have some more icons. Your internet access. These desktops do have Wi-Fi. You just need to connect it. Your audio volume type settings. And that's about it. For the second part of the software talk, I want to start by having you think about what you plan on using this computer for. And that depends, on how serious you're going to need to take this next part. Now, if you are just giving this to your kids to do whatever, play some games on, nothing serious or business-like, you could do the minimum upkeep when it comes to security and updates. But if this is something that you're going to have login accounts for, email, banking, credit card purchases, PayPal, you definitely want to pay attention to this next section and keep your computer up to date with both Windows updates and antivirus. The first part of this, there's actually three parts, is the antivirus. The way I access this is through the toolbar and the icon here. You do see here it's showing green. You're protected. That's good. That's what you want to see. And then into the settings, there's a lot. It should do all of this automatically for you as far as keeping this up to date. But as long as you're seeing green, you're good. If you do want to run some updates or scan, you're welcome to do that. But again, for the most part, this should all do its thing. The second of the third security section here I want to discuss is Windows updates. The easiest way to get to that is a search box to type in up or update. Show up there. And we're looking here in the middle of this, or the top of the screen, that we are up to date. To check for updates, you click on that button there, and it'll call out to Windows and see if there's any updates. Typically, Windows does do updates every 2 weeks. And there may be times, especially if you don't do this often, that there could be hours and hours of updates. So I would, get in here every couple weeks. Same with the antivirus. Just make sure everything's looking good. All right, so it does look like I had a little update that's installing. So you want to check up on that every couple weeks. The final section I want to show you here to keep your computers running safe and smooth is a Dell program that's available to all Dell computers, and it's called Dell Support Assist. I typically go to the search box and type in support, and it shows up here. And this checks a handful of things: drivers, deleted programs, updates. And it might be a little repetitive to some of that stuff we did earlier, but that's okay. Got a little information on our PC here. Click Start Now, and I'd recommend running all of these. This could take minutes or maybe hours, half hour. But again, this is something, if you want to keep your computer running as best, as safe as possible, I would do this every couple weeks. All right, so again, the three things: antivirus, Windows updates, and Dell Support Assist. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Again, that was a very quick overview for a specific machine that I did pre-set up. I may get into some other topics, some other videos, and some more detail. And I will be putting some notes in the description of this video. All right, thank you.